Hi, I'm your host, Xavier.
Hi, I'm your host, Oscar.
Hello, I'm your host, Jordan.
And this is No Place for Conversation. Episode 1. We made it.
We've done it.
Welcome to the pod.
It's happening. You're here. You're live.
Been begging for it for months. All of you.
Speaking of, if you do follow our Instagram, I'm sorry that I haven't been around to post anything because my computer ran out of space and I'm making excuses and I couldn't take any of the footage off of my computer, so that's my excuse. You're gonna have to deal with it. Okay, now I guess we can start the episode.
Yeah.
So episode 1, it's our first memories at all, like ever, of school. So this is anything that we remember first.
All right, and Jordan, you want to take it away?
I'm gonna take it away.
You're a good one first.
Well, I mean, that's coincidence, but you know.
Well.
If we're talking about firsts when it comes to school, okay, this isn't from school, because I remember we've been talking about this.
You're breaking the podcast rules already.
Listen. I remember we were talking about this. We did say school, but also just kind of like first memories. This is like one of my first memories ever. And I think it's kind of crazy because I remember a lot of elementary school, and according to my therapist, it's because I went through trauma. But like,
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. Trauma isn't funny, you guys.
It's not funny. That's why, like, apparently a lot of people don't remember like first grade, second grade, kindergarten, and stuff like that.
So I didn't go through trauma as a child because I remember all of it.
Yeah. You do?
Yeah.
So then you did go through trauma.
I did?
Oh, wait, what?
Wait.
My therapist told me that I vividly remember everything because I went through trauma.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
I went through trauma and I didn't even know it.
Yeah. That's why I like remember so much. But my first memory that I have, I must have been. How old do you say you stopped drinking from a bottle?
2, yeah.
3?
And I was younger than 2 or 3. My first memory, because I have a memory of me sitting like at my godmother's farm, looking up at my grandma and my godmother, drinking from a bottle.
Wow.
And I was like in either diapers or underwear. But I remember I was shirtless. I was drinking from a bottle, looking up at them, and they were looking down at me, probably talking some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
How rich were you?
I was chunky.
Chunky. Hey, chunky can be a form of ripped.
Hey, yeah. I looked like Pillsbury Doughboy if he was on steroids. You know how there are some guys that they're so buff, but they look like clouds?
Yeah.
Not clouds. They're strong, but they're like, you know?
Oh, no.
That was me, but I was a foot tall.
My
That was what I looked
goodness.
like. That was me as a 2-year-old. That's my earliest, like...
That's your first
that's my
memory of
first
life.
memory of life.
Of life.
Wow.
That's as far back as I can go.
Your first memory, I didn't mean that. Your first memory is kind of boring.
Damn, I'm sorry. So I don't remember my first poo-poo.
No, my first memory is legitimately cinematic as hell.
How old were you?
I don't know. I think I was old enough to walk. So it's further than where you were.
So you already had more advancements in life.
Yes.
Than I had.
Than you had. You remember something that you shouldn't.
It's the trauma.
My first... They must have dropped you right before that. No, my first memory was looking out the window of a car. I remember I was small, and so my view was just the trees passing by. And when we stopped, we were at a farm, I guess, of a friend or a cousin, I don't know. But we learned to ride horses. I remember I was sat on top of a horse and like we did like a trust exercise or whatever, and they laid me on my back. Like I had to lay down on my back on the back of the horse. And it was really nice. It was beautiful. And that's what I remember.
Here's where things get dicey.
Oh,
okay.
Because my first memory could be anywhere between when I was 3 and 5 years old. The events don't really They all kind of blur together. But I grew up in Fremont, California, and I remember meeting this golden retriever named Sparky, and I remember the owner, and she was like this really beautiful woman, I thought, when I was 4 or 5 years old. And I just remember Sparky because I want to this day, I want a golden retriever, and I want to name her Sparky so that I can.
That's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a little nice.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting on my ass. My first memory. Drinking milk. That's where it started.
Oh God, this
That's where
cheese.
it started when I was 2.
Yeah.
Jordan has
The addiction.
a milk addiction.
I googled it. Apparently, it has something to do with milk. It turns into like opiates or something like that in the body, and that's why it can be addicting.
It can be, and it is for him.
It is for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
But I'm
problem.
trying to drink less. I always say I'm trying to drink less milk.
But last time you said that, I remember you probably didn't buy milk for a week,
Yeah.
and then after that you were
Yeah.
back on it.
Jessica was like helping me out. I would crave milk and I would scream about how I need to drink some, and she'd be like, Jordan, just go a week. And I'd be like, wait, when did we start this week? I don't know when we started a week. And so basically, when I feel like it had been a week, it had probably been like 4 days, I went out and I bought a gallon of milk. And then yesterday, I bought another half gallon because I said, okay, for the next 2 days, I'm going to continue to drink milk.
Yeah.
And then I'll stop when the month starts again. But I think I'm going to go buy some more milk today because I'm almost done with the half gallon.
Of course. Here's on to the first memory of something school related.
Oh, something school related. The whole point.
Right, the whole point of the
it's just
podcast,
theme
you know.
of this season. It's not a big deal if you don't follow it.
Right. It's not what anybody wanted to talk about. But for me, one of my first memories, it was in my preschool, and I remember we did a fire drill, and they took us all outside of the building. It was a pretty small building. It probably had 3 rooms in it and a cafeteria, but they took us outside the building, and we were standing in the parking lot, and one of the teachers, the lady that was looking after us, she goes, "Oh my God, look at the building, everybody! It's on fire! Can't look above it? Can't you see the heat waves? The building is on fire." This woman was trying to convince toddlers that our school that we were just inside of was burning to the ground, and it wasn't. It was a drill, and we went back in afterwards. So I don't understand her.
Why would she say that?
You
had to go back inside afterwards.
Because it was a fire drill.
It was a fire drill.
But
Did
they have fake smoke for this fire?
No, that's the thing. Nothing was happening. We didn't see smoke. There weren't heat waves.
Oh, there was nothing.
No, it was just a fire drill, and she was like, "Look," trying to make it fun for us. "Look, the school's on fire."
Look, guys, we almost died.
Literally.
That's the acting teacher that just became a regular teacher.
Yeah.
God.
Oh goodness. So that's one of the first things I went through.
Because I remember my high school, there was part of it for some reason. Sometimes if you're behind the school, you could see where smoke was coming out. Sometimes,
Yeah.
and we'd sit there and be like, "Wow, it's almost like it's on fire." If only, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, by high school.
But I don't remember. I never knew why it was that sometimes smoke was coming out of the school.
Hmm.
But we all knew that it was just a thing.
Yeah.
Whether it was the AC or the kitchen or just whatever.
So your high school was just a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
And everybody knew.
Everybody
Didn't care.
Everybody was like, one day it'll take us all.
My first memories of school, not as exciting because it's a love story.
Oh, goodness.
2 different reactions.
No, unfortunately, I mean, this is a recent development of, unfortunately, my first crush ever. Her name was Karen. Mic drop.
Canceled.
Yeah. And that's the show, guys.
You dodged a bullet.
Yeah, no, I should have known back then that would never be okay.
You really should have known back
You're telling me there's a girl right now who's 20-something named Karen.
Oh, that's sad.
Damn.
Maybe she changed her name.
I think she had to.
Yeah, I definitely think she needed to do that.
So I knew a Karen, but her name was Karen with a C. It wasn't like hard K.
I'm care,
like so
care for you.
Karen with a hard K.
So like on the streets when someone calls her Karen, she has to go around like with a C, everybody. With a C.
Don't
it's
worry.
okay.
Karen
It's okay.
She was cool. I haven't spoken to her since 5th grade, but she was cool.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
That's...
Wow. But how did that go for you?
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, it was great. We were in love.
Oh,
yeah.
the kind of love where you pulled her hair or something?
Oh.
No.
Wait, hold on.
Hold up.
I was 3 or 4.
Yeah, and I thought that's what kids did. They bullied each other.
Yeah, no, it was definitely like the ha 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 poking thing.
You guys go to McDonald's?
No, we had a play date once.
Ooh, serious.
Yeah, I know. We're getting a little serious about it. But no, we played a board game, and I remember I got really mad because she definitely cheated. She definitely cheated.
She divorced you. She cheated on you in the game of life.
Oh no.
Just imagine like 2-year-old Oscar being like, "You cheating whore!" I want a divorce.
It just goes to show, no matter what you're doing,
Oh,
if you
man.
cheat, it's over.
No, I think it was a He-Man board game. He-Man.
I have the power.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Old school.
Yeah, it was awesome, and she cheated in it, and I never forgave her.
Sad,
I mean, it sounds like a Karen to me.
you know.
I think like a year later, she did some kind of. Because I remember I saw like a dance performance thing to that one song. Oh no. Feel the rush,
No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else.
Yeah, to that, and they were like little
The twirly stick things.
yeah. Those things were involved. And I was like,
classic.
Karen, that was amazing, and I gave her a hug. Never saw her again.
Oh god.
She was like,
This guy can't take it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
How do you know I was doing this?
oh wow.
Um,
So Jordan, what was your actual first school memory?
Actual first school memory, or one of the best ones, I guess, is my very first fight.
Ooh.
My very first fight was in preschool. So like, not kindergarten, but basically daycare, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Where they just dump you. I was at a place called Sandcastle Academy. Okay.
Ooh.
So, I think they switched it, because originally it was called Scribbles, and then they changed it to Sandcastle Academy. So when it was called Scribbles, I was there, and I just remember I was like building so what are those Legos, the art Legos?
Roblox. No.
They have they have sticks and they have balls at the end, and they're like
Connects. Yeah, I think they're like it would make like you can make cars.
It was like cars, because they had little slits.
I think they were
You
called
would
Connects.
Connect them.
Yeah.
What?
That makes sense.
But like it was
Yeah.
Kinect because it was like a kinetic, like you would use it for kinetic.
No, it didn't have. I now know what you're talking about, but no, something different.
No. Oh, okay.
Something different.
I don't know what y'all are talking
There
about
now,
whatsoever.
like, because what you're talking about had like little metallic balls, right?
Yeah.
No. This
Okay.
was just plastic.
I do know what you're talking about.
He's talking about Connects.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jordan.
I don't know what he's talking about.
At first I thought you meant Lincoln Logs, but
Not Lincoln Logs, but we did have those at Scribbles.
Pause. What?
no.
You know what Lincoln Logs are?
No.
No.
Literally, you know how Abe Lincoln
Yeah.
had a log house. That's
Okay.
all you can make.
That's literally it.
log houses.
It's literally a set where you make log houses.
And then it has
It
little
was-
divots in the logs.
It was the best
and you
thing
could
I've
put
ever
them
done.
together,
in
and
my
it was
life.
so satisfying.
I kid you not. It
Sounds
was-
awesome.
No, I'm pulling up a picture. You have to
You
know
can
this.
just build log houses?
Yes, but it was
you could just
cool.
build
Why are you guys excited?
Because it was so cool.
Bro,
You.
cool.
Oh my God! This
Those are Lincoln logs.
Lincoln
I feel
logs.
like everybody know what Lincoln logs are.
You have to have.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
on.
sorry.
Uncultured.
I'm foreign.
Foreign.
You just said you grew up in California.
But I was born in Sweden.
Look at literally you could, and that was the thing. Like it wasn't just one log cabin. If you were creative, you could have made a log cabin with like whatever, however you wanted.
Here's the thing about this, right? I always tell people that I created a spaceship with these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I found it.
Oh.
I always say that I made it from scratch because, of course, I want to be the hero of the story. But if we're being honest, I found it. I found it and then like added stuff to it and made it cooler. But I found it.
You're a public menace.
You
Listen,
stole.
You don't even know how this
No.
works.
You
It was on the
no.
floor. It was
You
on the
stole
floor.
someone else's artwork and
It
put
was
your
done.
name on it.
I added more to it.
What'd you add?
Some logs. I don't know.
Oh,
some sticks,
so
some
fancy.
Some Lincoln logs, you put some Lincoln logs on it.
That's so.
I added stuff to it.
Yeah,
It was a base, and I added a cool little cover. You know, I added some stuff to it and made a cool.
You're
little
basically Christopher Columbus. You found something and you added stuff to it.
If anything, you removed.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I did say basically.
Anyways,
Anyways.
I had this cool little spaceship. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And after adding some stuff to it, I decided I was going to make another one using this model as like, you know, as a show. I was gonna make another one for a friend that I had there at the academy.
Yeah.
I was making more, okay? What do you want from me? I'm a decent kid. Making more for my friends. This one kid, okay? This is the only kid, he's the only person I remember being there. I remember his name. His name was Troy.
Oh.
So Troy,
If you're out there.
if you somehow find this, just know that I forever consider you to be my nemesis. Always. Since preschool. Whenever I daydream about fighting people, it's you.
So.
Also, considering that, I just like how your first memory of school, I think it's very telling of your character.
His
It's
first.
just fight.
Wait. Steal and fight.
I fight. That's who I am.
Oh my
That was my
God.
base. But no, Troy came up and he grabbed the original spaceship model. And I was like, hey man, can I have that back? And he just held it in his hands and he stared at me. I was like, hey, can I have it back please? Because, you know, mom gave me manners.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have it back please?
Have to say please. It's a magic word.
And he just kept staring at me. So I was like, maybe he's like, I don't know, stupid or something. And I was like, hey, please give it back. That's mine.
Yeah.
And he continued to stare at me. And so then after this goes on for like maybe 30 seconds, it felt like forever, he took it and he threw it at me. And when he threw it at me, it hit me and it hurt. And I was offended. So what did I do? I punched him in the face.
Did it
I punched him in the
break?
face. It didn't break.
Okay.
Because it was pretty solid.
Yeah. But you punched him.
But I punched him for it because I was like, who the fuck do you think you are?
People who steal toys are the worst.
You know what I think? You know what I think? He picked it up and he looked at it and he's like, I made this. And he saw you getting all the credit and copying his blueprints to make it for other kids. And he knew he couldn't do anything about it. So he threw it at you.
This is a great anime subplot.
I never considered that.
I think Troy made it.
No, I don't think he did. I don't think he did. I think he made like a block, and I made it into a spaceship.
Oh, okay.
Okay? He made a little block. And I gave it blasters and wings, and then like some turbo boosters.
All I'm saying is maybe he wanted to be a part of the franchise that he laid the foundation for.
He could have said, "Hey man, I made this. Yeah, I'm only 2 years old. I have a great vocabulary. I created this object, and I hope to share this experience with you." But no, he just stared at me.
Yeah, I mean, I would have done the same thing if I saw something I made and cherished and loved in the hands of somebody else, and they added whatever they wanted to it. That wasn't my idea. That wasn't my plan. If I was 2 years old, I would have thrown it at your face. I would have aimed.
Wow. See, he didn't. He wasn't smart enough to aim, so he wasn't smart enough to make it.
Okay.
Anyways.
He wasn't smart enough to make it, but you were smart enough to steal the credit.
So you punched him in the face.
I punched him, and we started fighting. Like, this isn't like
You're 2 years old? You both are 2 years old?
No, we're probably 4 because fifth grade is when you go to fifth grade. 5 years old is when you go to kindergarten. So
Yeah.
So I was 3 or 4, and we were fighting because at this point,
Hands.
the only things that I watched are like Power Rangers and The Matrix. So as far as I was concerned, because I remember I didn't have no Disney Channel growing up.
Matrix.
He threw something at you and you said,
Yeah, that's basically what I based my whole life off of.
you did a whole spin move pose and then you ran at him.
Because remember, as a child,
sequence.
I based my life off of 2 films, which my mom didn't know that I'd seen. But they were The Matrix and Boys in the Hood. And I was convinced that Lawrence Fishburne was God.
That's fair.
Because I was like, he's in both of these movies. He lives my life, Boys in the Hood, and he lives like the white people life, which is the Matrix.
Oh my god.
You just have control of whatever you do in the world around you.
Yeah.
This man is God. But no, I was fighting this, like we were fighting each other. And then the only thing, so I remember the first punch, some things in between, and then I remember the ending, which was me having him pinned up against a column, like in the room. Like I was on his throat, and I was punching him in the face. And then he had like a Bob the Builder screwdriver and was stabbing me in my stomach.
Jesus.
That's what was happening. Like, of course, it was dull because it didn't have anything on it, but he was like, like that. And I was like, that's what I remember. I remember this moment. And then I remember, and this is the funniest thing to me at the time, just thinking back on it, I remember everything stopped and I started floating.
What?
And I said, "It's over for you."
You started floating?
At this point, I was like,
Matrix now.
Right.
I was like, I had entered anime Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
I said, "Boku wa nani mo shiranai."
Oh my god.
I was like, "It's done."
Discovered
for you,
his
man.
ultimate power.
And then I realized that I had no control of where I was going, and it was because the teacher had come in, grabbed me by my waist, and just hoisted me into the air.
Oh my god.
And because the reason there was no teacher in there for a while is because she was literally in the other room with my mother having a conference. Like, this was the day that this decided to happen. But no, I remember not too long ago, like maybe last year or something like that, I asked my mom, I said, "Hey, I just want to confirm, is this a real thing that happened, or am I just like some imaginative kid?" And she was like, "No, Troy is real. That happened. We walked in and you were getting stabbed."
Wow.
I said, "Wow, okay." But yeah, that's how I started life,
Yeah.
and it goes to show completely. Like I said, I
Can't believe you fought Troy Bolton. Yeah, I think he was in the right.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I vote Troy Bolton.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Why did you poke?
Because I was gonna say,
Why did you vote?
I have a good segue into something that you can talk about.
Okay.
Because Troy was also, we did at this little Scribbles Academy, whatever. We did a play. We did the nativity scene. I was pissed.
Who were you?
I was one of the three kings, three wise men or whatever.
Yeah.
I brought an empty cardboard box and had a little blue hat. Troy was Joseph.
Oh.
And I was like, you don't deserve that, baby Jesus. I will beat you, baby Jesus. I'll do it. Like that's what I was thinking throughout the whole thing. I remember that.
You were gonna beat Troy Bolton with baby Jesus.
We had a baby doll. And I was like, I bet you, because you're telling me you've never taken a baby doll by the foot. Because you know how the foots are plastic, but the leg is like stuffed, and so you can like swing it around like that. You can easily, and then the head.
Jordan. No.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I never wanted or thought about doing that.
You're talking about taking a baby doll, not a baby.
No,
like
a baby doll and
like
beating someone with it.
And then using the head as like a weapon. What are those?
No.
like a flail, like a freaking medieval,
like
a
medieval things with,
mace?
like spikes.
Yeah,
just using it like that and just.
Like a freaking Morning Star.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus.
What?
No.
I was 4, and that's what went through my mind.
Okay, I had a much less violent
Beginning of your
beginning. Yeah. Where my sister, she had to do some scene for like a freaking it was for her English class or something, and it was, I don't remember doing it, but I remember watching the finished product.
The aftermath.
Yeah.
Where so I was a baby bird, right?
Okay.
I was a baby bird. I was supposed to fly from a nest. So I had to fly from this nest, and my sister had to catch me.
Okay.
And I've always been afraid of heights. You know.
Yes.
So our nest was on a bench. Okay. Like no taller than this table in front of us. So like a foot. Like a foot and a half off the ground. Which I guess like back then I was that size. You know?
So it's like a whole view off the ground.
Me, and I was like, oh shoot. And so my sister wanted me to like take a step off of the bench and like pretend to like fall. And I said hell no, apparently, and just all I did was go, help me, I'm falling, and then I just stamped like
stomped on the bench.
on the bench, and then she was like, and like grabbed me and like caught me.
Oh my goodness! If I was her, I would have like pushed you off and then
yeah. No, and I just couldn't let it happen.
Just completely.
I don't do my own stunts.
They should have corresponded with your agent.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
And the next thing I did was for school, and we went to a church for something, and I was supposed to be a fairy or something. And so I dyed my hair green.
Oh.
Commitment.
Like the Fairly Odd Parents.
Full commitment.
Cosmo
vibes.
I could not tell you what we put on. I don't know what happened. I just remember I showed up at the church and I was like, I have green hair. And everyone was like, it's okay.
But wait.
Why?
Cool.
Why?
There's video of you stomping on this bench, right?
There is.
It exists.
It's on VHS, so maybe
it's
not.
on VHS, okay.
It might be like at home.
Right.
My house. Did you just take a Snapchat of
He
me?
I did.
did. I saw that.
It's for
Is this allowed?
Is that allowed? Jordan is taking videos.
I took a picture.
Is that better?
No audio.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Jordan took a picture
No.
without asking. There was no consent of Oscar.
What was Oscar doing? Like, okay. Because here's something I just realized. People who are just listening have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oscar right now.
Oscar is, if you're
So he's just
watching,
kind of like,
If you're
for
watching,
your ears.
if you're watching, you will see. Actually, let's
No,
not. We're not gonna
no.
watch the video.
Yeah.
If you're one of the listeners, we also have a video portion of the podcast. It's pretty much the same thing, but you'll actually see what's happening to Oscar currently. It'll be on our YouTube channel. You can
see our cute faces.
these adorable mugs. But yeah, so tune in if you want to know what the origin of these sounds coming out of Oscar.
Well, the origin of the sound is just me
Whoa.
being a weirdo.
Yeah.
But there's a special cause.
There's a special
effect.
cause.
But no, that's we have quite different first acting experience.
Yeah,
It's very interesting.
But I mean, going back to toy stealing. If you want to go back to toy stealing real quick,
goodness.
I was a little bit violent.
Okay. See.
Because I remember I was playing with, I think this kid's name was Nicholas or something. I know, Nicholas. Unbelievable. He looked, very normal.
He looked
normal. So what was wrong with him?
He was a stealing bitch. Okay.
He was a Jordan.
He was a Jordan.
Whoa.
Yeah. He was a George Troyden.
Oh.
Um,
a Troyden.
Yeah.
a Trojan.
A Trojan.
He was a Trojan boy.
But he had one of my toy horses, and I loved this toy horse. It was like a brown, something.
Stallion.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mustang.
Probably a stallion. And I was getting really pissed off because it was my favorite one. And he could have played with any of the other ones. I think I had I think there was a black one and like a grayish one. And I was like, stop.
Oh wait, hold on. This kind of helps me out a little bit. Was this your toy horse?
Yes, this was my toy.
Like at school?
We were at my house.
Oh, you were in your home.
In my home.
Oh.
Okay, that's different. Cause see,
This could be his toy horse in his home. Who knows?
Who knows?
I remember it my way though. It was my house, my toy horses, and so he was playing with them, and he didn't want to give it to me, and I was like, "You got to give it back right now, or I'm like taking it from you." And he didn't. So what did I do? I couldn't just be a coward and not stick to my word.
Exactly.
I ripped it out of his hands. His hand started bleeding.
Oh.
So whoa. You were not trying to hurt him. It was just a byproduct of...
Look, maybe I wanted to hurt him.
Subconsciously, I believe that.
Yeah.
But you didn't actively start punching him in the face.
No. All I did was tear it out of his hands,
Yes.
get it back to me, and then his hand started bleeding. And I was like, sorry, and then I got put into timeout.
See, that's something you can say accidents happen. Jordan had to be pulled off of another child.
Listen, I would have to been pulled off and he didn't take my shit.
See, I was a sweet
Left my
child.
wallet at home. I was a nice child. I was unproblematic. Okay, yeah.
I had horrible things happen to me. For what reason? I don't know. But I will tell you the story of why I stopped eating lunch at school, and I always brought my lunch throughout always, ever, and forever. While in a preschool, it was lunchtime. It was lunchtime, and you know, get good food, whatever.
Is it preschool?
Preschool.
So that whatever
We had a
traumatizing
preschool. Yes.
happened to you in preschool.
This is it.
So the rest of your
This is it.
public school career,
I did not
you said.
buy lunch at school because I was at school, and you know, we had the line, and everybody ate the same thing. And this day it was like spaghetti and meatballs. So I'm here eating my spaghetti and meatballs slowly but surely with all the other kids. Then I lift up a meatball, and underneath said meatball is a little clump of hair. Just a
Clump?
when I say clump, I mean clump.
Because sometimes
Oh.
I've found a hair.
I found like a strand or something.
Yeah.
No, it was like a rolled up ball of hair underneath a meatball. So it's like one of the lunch ladies didn't just lose a strand of hair through her neck.
She said,
Yeah, like she's scratching her head, she's putting her fingers in that shit.
"Wow."
And yeah, I told my parents about it, and they started having me pack my lunch. And I felt bad for all the other kids during lunch for the rest of the time because I had to watch them eat what they probably didn't know was hair.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this is some thin spaghetti.
This is a thin spaghetti. Yeah, so I was kind about it. I didn't make a scene. I just saw it, and I stopped eating.
You just saw it and thought about it for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is preschool, before kindergarten.
Yeah. So while you were there avoiding hair, I was like
You
rumbling
were
in the Bronx.
Jordan's thieving and fighting, and
Oscar
I'm
was jumping off of benches.
Yeah.
Oscar was jumping off of benches,
And I'm a lover, not a fighter.
and I was trying not to eat hair.
Oscar's getting cheated on.
Karen left Oscar.
Damn you, Karen.
He was forced to jump off of a bench.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I was told the school was on fire, and someone tried to feed me hair. Jordan was a thief, and
I was not a thief. I thought about this
You
just
were a
now.
thief.
You were
I was
a
not a thief.
You stole.
These toys were owned by the school.
Oh my god.
you didn't steal
It wasn't-
the
but
toy.
It was you stole the idea.
You can't argue about
You
it.
stole the model. You stole the base on which you built a
That's
model.
like saying, I don't know, if somebody builds a car today, you put 4 wheels and an engine on it.
No.
You
No.
stole
No.
that idea.
No.
That's like
It's-
saying Elon Musk decides to make the first hologram watch. It projects in 3D a hologram of whatever you want. But he's only got the blueprints. He's got a little edit of it, a little foundation, and he leaves his bag with it at the train station. And you're on the same train, you see the bag, you see him leave it. No, you don't see him leave it. You just find it because you get on the train
I
next.
go, oh,
And
this
you're
is
like,
mine.
oh, you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, this looks cool. I can make this using this. It's mine now, and I'm gonna make other versions and sell it to people.
Except I was 4.
That doesn't change the crime.
Going back to your misused car example, it's more like you buying a Tesla and then being like, actually, there's a J on it. And then you inscribe a J onto the logo, and then you go, and actually, I want to put like little wings on the outside. And it's my car. This is my
That's my
design.
car.
I can sell it.
I'm going to make
whoever I want.
more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Yeah.
what do we do?
I guess our first memories describe a lot about us.
Yeah.
They describe.
Whose alarm's going off?
My alarm's going off. It's telling me that it is time to move to your corner.
Oh.
My corner.
Yes.
So,
this is your corner. Jordan.
Every episode, at the end of every episode, one of us will have a corner. So this is Jordan's corner, where we will talk about whatever he wants us to talk about.
So, because I totally forgot that we're doing these corner things and that we're filming the first episode today. My corner today is about being unprepared, which actually I feel like is a decent corner topic for me because I'm constantly unprepared and doing things at the last minute. It's like
Procrastination is key.
It's an art.
I think I've mastered it honestly because I was in a poetry workshop back in the
You're gonna try that again? Or should we censor?
Oh,
Just said
I'll
back,
censor it.
back in
Why
my
not?
schooling. I was a part of a poetry workshop, To which we had a week to write all of our poems. We would get our prompts on Monday, and he'd be like, all right, next Monday I want to see what you have. You know when I wrote my poems? Poetry workshop was at 7 o'clock. They were all written at 6:30. The best one that I wrote was literally, I was in a room adjacent to the one we were supposed to be in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting in a corner, about to cry because I had nothing.
Oh.
And all I could think was, wow, I'm stuck. I have nothing. I'm so stuck. And I just wrote down, I'm stuck. And I just wrote up a whole poem. And we were supposed to be off book for it. And so I said, whatever. I went in, and I did as much as I could remember, and I made up the rest. I rhymed like that. I made it flow beautifully. And they're like, wow, this is the best one you've done. And I went, wow, I can only do things immediately before. From now on.
I do think there is something about waiting to the very last minute that triggers something in your brain.
Yeah.
It's the pressure. Like everybody said, there's like a thing. People work better under pressure, and it's like I was asked to be in some kind of show where we're gonna, display our original music, and I was told that it would be due. Well, when I read it, I was told it would be due on August 30th. And I waited until the day before to actually do it and edit it. And I think it came out really fantastic, better than what I would have done if I had time. But I looked back at the email and it said September 30th. I was like, I had a whole month to do this.
Wow.
But then that night, we got another email from them saying, oh, typo, it is August 30th. And I was like, well, good dang.
That's a big typo right there.
That's a huge typo. I feel bad for all the other kids that aren't dyslexic and didn't just assume it was August 30th like me.
Everybody else was just like, oh, I got a month?
I got a month?
Hell yeah.
No, you have a couple hours now.
Maybe until it was basically due.
It was literally,
say, hey.
the night before.
Wow. They said, oh, wait, whoops.
It was like 9, 10 p.m. And I got an email. I was like, "Oh, by the way, that's August 30th. My bad."
Damn.
And I was like, "Oop, sucks to suck, I guess." See, so procrastination worked for me.
Yeah, there's definitely something about it that like awakens the best part of you somehow. Because you're
can't
all of a sudden you're like, okay, it's grind time.
Yeah.
Gotta get on that student fucking athlete grind.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's like you're not gonna overthink anything. You're just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And it turns out to be your best work.
Yeah.
We are advocates for procrastination.
If you procrastinate, it is. I'm a firm believer. Everybody learns in a different way, but everybody also gets to the end goal in a different way.
Yeah.
So if you tell somebody to start something when they still have 30 days to do it, it's the product you would get is gonna be I'm not saying 9 times out of 10, but like 5 times out of 10 is probably gonna be worse than the product you would have got if you let them do it on their own time.
That's true.
Because if you force somebody to do something, you're gonna get what you want. But if they choose to do it, they're gonna get what they want, and you're gonna get what you want.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
So I guess that's our podcast.
Yeah. Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Done.
Wow. How do you feel? I feel great.
I feel great. I'm sweaty.
Yeah.
What's the degrees?
What's the degree?
What's the degrees?
What's the degrees out
outside?
here?
Right. So it's only 80 degrees.
So we did this for you guys.
Yeah, this is our blood, sweat, and tears, and mostly the second one.
And if you don't comment nice things, congratulating us, following us, telling your family and friends about us, we're going to make another episode.
Whether you like it or not.
Somebody just logged into my Hulu.
And on that note, I will say this episode has come out on, today is Thursday, September 3rd, and, shut up, and the video for the YouTube channel will be up on Friday, September 4th, and we will continuously be posting Thursdays and Fridays. Thursday, the podcast, Friday, the video. And I hope you keep up with us. If you don't know already, you can follow us on Instagram at NPFC Podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
That was very difficult for me to say. My brain was mixing up all the letters. But you can follow us on our Instagram and keep up with us that way. And I hope you enjoyed it. And anybody else want to say anything before we're going?
Learn from my mistakes. Don't immediately use violence. You could be in the wrong.
Well, I was going to say sometimes violence is the answer.
But sometimes violence is the answer. Wow, how do we get
Okay. That's it. That's it. Sometimes violence is the answer, I
Rainbows
guess.
and butterflies, guys. That's,
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
We'll see you next week. Okay. Goodbye.
That's hilarious.
And we're done. We're out.
We did it.
Wait, is it still?
It's
How do I start?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Top.
And cut.